Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Invaluable Grace. I was one way and now I'm different. Just want to welcome our new subscribers and, of course, our old, and current. Thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you for sharing the messages that the Holy Spirit just inspires me to speak on to share when the moment is right. And thank you for those who comment, and your encouraging messages as well. It really is an inspiration, and it really just encourages me and motivates me, and it is highly appreciated. So thank you so much. I just want to remind you all to please like, follow, and subscribe. And make sure that you select the notification bell, so when new videos come out, you're always notified and you're always informed. Okay, so yes, keep in the know. So exciting. Yes, on Wednesday, the last 2 weeks, actually, we on our Brokenness Meets Grace segment, we had our mom. Our mom. We love our mom. She is an incredible woman. She is the matriarch, of our household. She is literally the person who created this this person behind the screen right now. She is such a huge role model, not just to me and my sister, and my nieces, but to so many people. She's a force. She really is. So we were so happy to be able to share the platform with her. And if you haven't seen it, please do yourself that favor. Watch those 2 episodes. We were talking about parenting, from brokenness. And yeah, I'm not going to get into too much details on that, but just make sure you catch up on those 2 episodes. They are really worth the watch. And if you don't have time to actually sit and watch the video on YouTube, be sure to catch us on Spotify as well, and you can listen to the audio, while you're driving to work or wherever you may be going. And the channel is Brokenness Meets Grace on Spotify as well. So yes, another week, another spirit-led message. I was very intentional with these videos, particularly with just consulting the Spirit. In the beginning, it was from a place of, I have to record at any cost. I need to find a message. I need to find a topic, whether it spoke to me in that moment or not. But of late, the Spirit has just been leading me, and God has been just leading me. When there is a reason to share a message, then we will speak about it. We don't always have to say something. We don't always have to talk. When there is a need, when it is Spirit-led, then we share it. If not, then let's keep quiet. So I'm really trying to practice that a lot. But anyway, this week's message is about convictions. I really want to talk and stress about convictions. And I was listening to a sermon by the late great Myles Munroe. And I just want to share this. My family and I are sure our lives were changed immensely, by the influence of this man, and the wisdom, God-given wisdom, of course, of Myles Munroe. Our spiritual journey, our spiritual, transformation was really prompted, but also, our eyes were just so awakened by the teachings and the wisdom of Myles Munroe, until today. Every single time we listen to a sermon by that man, it changes our life. It really does. No lie. Everything that God used him to share and speak on, we have seen it come true, just by applying those principles and those, statutes. We have seen the truth of every single thing that he said. And it's not his truth. Everything that he shares is always founded on the Bible, always founded on the precepts and the principles of God. So just to share that with you, please, if you ever need, wisdom, if you're on a spiritual journey as well, you're just trying to make sense of certain things and you need clarity, Myles Munroe is the person that I would always direct people to. He is our mentor, and it's crazy because he's not even alive, but he's impacting and changing so many lives all over the world, and that speaks to purpose. That can only be God. So he has been the biggest influence in our journey, in our walk with God, and just even from a purpose perspective with vision and business and everything. Holistically, he fulfilled the mandate that God gave him in teaching and empowering and equipping, individuals to really, really, truly know who they are. And he really played a big part in our spiritual, transformation. And I really would encourage every single person who is listening, who is watching, to just listen to the teachings of Myles Munroe. They will change your life, guaranteed. So on that note, and this is not like sponsored by Myles or anything, I'm just sharing my truth, or rather a very important part of what led to the person that I am today, and I was watching something about character, leadership and character traits of a leader. And he kept talking about convictions, right? And that word stood out for me because we are so caught up in, particularly where, being successful and being a leader. I think all of us in our right mind want to be leaders. We want to be accomplished in a specific gifting, in a specific area of our life. And we want people to look up to us. We want to be able to master, a craft or a gifting, or a talent, or even a space, and that ideally comes from leadership, from the concept of leading, leadership and people following you. And all of us have that built in. We were all created with the ability to lead in a specific area of our life, But there's something that he mentioned, and it really, like I said, it just stuck to me. And that's what I want to address today. And I just want to, emphasize today is convictions. And he says a true leader is founded on convictions, and convictions in a holistic way, conviction in areas that matter, foundational areas that matter in your life. And just to give you clarity, or rather a definition of what a conviction is, but it's just to have a strong belief in something. It's to have a strong belief that nothing can alter, nothing can shake this belief that you have, this commitment that you have in something or someone, and that is the driving force in getting anything done, in establishing anything, is your conviction. If you believe in something so wholeheartedly, you are convicted that nobody can tell you otherwise, And he says that is actually the most important aspect of mastering anything, let alone becoming a leader. That is the most important aspect or character trait of being successful in any field, in any area, in any business venture, in any relationship. Anything that you want to succeed needs to start from a place of a deep-rooted conviction. Because if you believe in something wholeheartedly, it doesn't matter how insignificant it may seem to another person, how volatile it may be, inconsistent. But if you believe in something, your conviction is enough to make it succeed. Your conviction is enough to see it through. Your conviction is enough to even attract the right type of people to fund it, the right type of influence, the right type of support, because believe it or not, we may not think this, but people are drawn to somebody who has a good, integral moral code, ethical code. People are drawn to consistency. People are drawn to discipline. And it's ironic because that is not promoted in culture. Those traits are not what you see on social media when you're scrolling. You don't see ethics, you don't see good morals, you don't even see discretion. It's very blatant, it's very in your face, nothing is censored. It's not, if you are speaking on morality from a good perspective, you are boring, you are stuck up, you are uptight, you are archaic, you are old-fashioned, But deep down inside, if you really had to ask somebody, what do you look for in an employee? What do you look for in a partner? What do you look for in a relationship, whether it's friendship? What do you look for, in a business partner? The traits that they will always mention are founded on good moral, ethical values, are founded on conviction. People will tell you they want somebody who's trustworthy, who's loyal, who's dependable, who's disciplined, who's a hard worker, who's loving, who's committed. Those are all good values rooted in convictions. You are not a good person overnight. You are not born good. It doesn't automatically stick in our heads to be good people. It's difficult. It takes a lot of work to actually say, this is wrong. It takes a lot of work not to, accept a bribe, because it's easy, right? Why not? Why not? Let me do this for a cost. No, I'm not hurting anybody. It takes a lot of work to be honest, to not do things in secret. It takes a lot of work to, be sincere in a fake culture that just promotes fakeness, that promotes not being who you are. It takes a lot of work to be real and to be genuine, right? And that's where convictions come in. Because if you truly want to stay true to good, moral, ethical values, you need to be convicted in knowing that, hold on, if I take something that doesn't belong to me, that is stealing. And because I know that's bad, I won't do it. Do you understand? But that comes from a belief, a conviction. And that is cultivated. You don't get it right once off and it's done. You have to keep cultivating good convictions. And once you are able to do that, you already mold a different character within you. You mold a character that is dependable, that is, persevering, that is resilient. And those are the most honest character traits to have and sort out. Those are valuable because not everybody can be genuinely that kind of person. So you become so valuable when you actually have them, first of all, set out your convictions, know what you can do and you can't do, right? Be very honest with you. What are you willing to do? What aren't you willing to do? And I dare say, scale that up on what you wouldn't want somebody to do to you. If you're saying that this is your conviction, make sure that you don't do it to somebody else, right? So scale those convictions up and live by them. If you're saying you're going to start a business, you best believe a lot of conviction is going to come from that, because it won't be successful overnight. Be at peace with that. Understand that. But if your conviction is to not give up, is to persevere, is to keep going, regardless of people laughing at you, people thinking you're a joke, people thinking that you're not going to get very far, 10 years down the line, your conviction in not giving up would have made you successful. And you would then be having the last laugh. So my stress to you today, particularly from a leadership, perspective, but for success in anything, be rooted in convictions first and foremost. Before you look at the end result, before you look at the successes, before you look at what even people think, know what your limits are and how much you're willing to put into something. Conviction. Lots in our history books, we have a lot of people who died because of a conviction, who died for change because they were convicted that this is wrong. This is wrong. And their conviction even took them to jail. I mean, we have a lot of stories in the Bible. The apostles were martyrs. They died brutal deaths because of their conviction, their belief in Jesus Christ. That is what a conviction looks like, that it doesn't matter even to the death. You believe in something so strongly, so vehemently, you would even die for it. And today, in today's day and age, we are such a wishy-washy culture. We are such a wishy-washy society. We just go with the wind. Today, this tickles your fancy, you latch onto that. Tomorrow, that tickles your fancy, you latch onto that. Not knowing that that is actually developing a character trait within you. You become a wishy-washy person. You become an inconsistent person by nature because you are outwardly exuding this. Internally, that's the kind of culture, that's the kind of character you're cultivating. Nobody wants to employ an inconsistent person. Nobody wants to be in a relationship with an inconsistent person. You don't even want to be in a relationship with an inconsistent person, but why are you inconsistent? So we need to really check, first of all, our motivations, but first, our belief. What are you so, passionate about? What drives you? What are you committed to? Find something that will hold you accountable to your convictions, because that is going to cultivate a character of discipline, perseverance, loyalty, trustworthiness, honesty, and resilience. Those are the traits that will make you successful in anything you do, whether people see success in it or not. The fact that you haven't given up or thrown in the towel, or the fact that you don't even look like somebody else, you're not imitating another person, makes you successful. Just by default of that, you are a success to yourself. Be convicted, and be convicted in the goodness. Be convicted in good things, good moral values. Stand apart because of those convictions. There is nothing wrong with you. You're actually on the right track. People will actually be drawn to you because they know that they can trust you. And there's nobody who was more convicted in who they were than our Lord Jesus Christ. Christ was the most self-assured person who ever walked the earth. He knew who he was, he knew what he came to do, and he knew why he did it. It didn't matter what the Pharisees, it didn't matter what the people who doubted him said, and they said some terrible things to him. They killed him. But he went to the cross convicted in why he came and what he was meant to do. So get your convictions in order and make sure that they are the right type of convictions that lead you to success, not destruction. Okay. So let this word encourage you today, and I pray that it is able to open your eyes to see what really matters. And it's quite scary that a lot of the things that we think do really don't. When it really comes down to it, character trumps everything else. Your character, your reputation is more important than the other stuff we think, because that can carry you through anything. When life hits you, you have your character to stand on. You have your convictions to stand on. Okay. So be blessed, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. See you next time.